Alright, so what I can do is bump it up to 2 million. Alright, I think she's gonna buy this at around, yeah. Okay, there, we just made a million profit. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Solo Mode Bro, and today we're gonna be taking a look at Dealer's Life again. So I decided, instead of doing a playthrough, I'm just gonna show you guys how I managed to basically beat the game. So I played this game for like 3 days straight just to see, because it was, number one, it was hella addicting, and number two, I wanted to make a playthrough of it, but I feel like me just haggling with people and then selling stuff wouldn't really be that fun to watch. So instead, I'm gonna be helping you guys like achieve your Dealer's Life goals. Right. Alright, so number one, basically when it asks you to create a character, it'll ask you to allocate stats into it'll ask you to allocate 5 points into these stats. So what I would suggest is, since you can max, you can put in a max of 3. I wouldn't really put charisma that high, because charisma basically, it's, I think it's more of like sell counterfeit items, and well, you can sell things for a higher price, but then at the beginning of the game, you're not really flipping items for a lot. What will help you the most is your competence, so that you can accurately gauge the prices of these items. And then insight, because insight, you'll recognize counterfeit items, and you'll be able to tell what the personality type of your customer is. For luck, I usually put points in luck, so that way I can have more people come to the store and basically just have a lot of interactions with people. The more interactions you have, then the more chances you have of like turning a profit, right? And one thing that I would also emphasize is try your best to invest in your stats and get your fame level up, because the higher your fame level is, then the more valuable the items, the more valuable the items that are gonna come in. So yeah, let me just show you what I'm currently working with. I am currently a grandmaster, respectable reputation, 8 across the board, and then we fame at full power. Yeah, we got to the top fame level. I think the game, I don't know if the game ends once you go past grandmaster, so I wanted to take this video before I go past grandmaster. So right now we have 3 million. I just recently upgraded everything, so it was kind of expensive, right? If we get max everything, I think the game ends. And then so another thing, when you're starting out, you're gonna try and find people, right? I would suggest keeping the 1-star experienced people first. They might not be the best, but they don't cost as much. They only cost around $400 per week, so you won't be bankrupt by the end of the week if you're like buying 3-star people who have an upkeep of $10,000 per week, right? So I would suggest getting an expert and a restorer. An expert just estimates the items. If for some reason it's an expensive item and you want to make sure it's not counterfeit, then go ahead and get an expert first and then get a restorer, so that you can restore items. Basically I have everyone right now, yeah. So you can get a restorer and an expert. You can get 2, by the way, but that's for when you're kinda rolling in the money. And speaking of upgrades, make sure make sure to check your weekly expenditure, and then account for that when you're making the upgrades. You pay your rent and everything, your upkeep, after day 7. So make sure that you have enough money saved, so that way you can survive for a couple more days, right? Let's say I have around 3 million, right? I wouldn't buy something that costs 3 million, or like more than 50% of what I currently have right now. So that way I still have enough because the game ends when you don't have money. You don't have enough money after day 7. The bank loans you 10,000 bucks after like that happens, but then that's just for a maximum of 3 times, right? They only do that 3 times, and then afterwards it's game over. So you don't want that to happen. So always account for your weekly expenditures, and take note. So before you upgrade, make sure you have a substantial amount of money in the bank, so that way you're not gonna be in the negatives after day 7. All right. So I'm gonna show you how my week usually starts. So this is day 7, and I just repaired that. So I take a look at everything in my inventory. At this point, I can afford to like identify everything. When you're starting out, only try and identify your more rare things, right? But when you're up here, I can repair everything. Also, that comes with repairs, like if the condition is bad or like really bad, then you'll gain more if you repair it. The price shoots up when you're starting out, so prioritize those things. So I'm gonna show you how my normal week starts. This is day 7, so let's just go through this day and let's just breeze through it, and then let's see what I do for week 50. Alright, now when you're buying things, especially when you're starting out, buy everything, right? Buy everything as long as you can buy it less than what is the estimated value of said item, because profit is profit. At this point in the game, like if I have a limited inventory space, I would not bother with something that's costed at around 5,000 bucks. So yeah, but when you're starting out, it's really important to like buy everything as long as you can make a profit. That's just your main goal. At this point, this amount is inconsequential to my entire operations, so I'm just gonna not even bother with those items, right? So guess a price. Like when guessing prices, you can click on a customer to see what their traits are. If this guy is like greedy, then most likely if they give you a price first, they're not gonna go way above that price, right? The variance isn't gonna be that big. And if they're competent, then they know how much things cost. If they're impatient, then you know, if you give a figure that's way off from what they were thinking, then they'll just probably leave. Collectors are amazing, right? When they buy items, you can basically overprice. Like I've had deals where I doubled the price and they still bought. Like they didn't even try to negotiate. So it really helps to like look at the traits of each customer, especially if it's like a big deal that's gonna happen. So right now he's asking me to guess a price, so I will try and go 50% or even lower. Alright, he's saying 250, and that's way above my estimates. When you're starting out, always try and avoid those deals. You know, there's always deals that are not gonna be favorable towards you, so like just let go of those items. And even when you're selling, right? If they're selling and then they're saying that they want to buy it for lower than the estimated cost and you're not making a profit, then don't sell, right? Easy. All right, let's make a deal. Alright, this person is saying $1,600,000, and she's competent and she's impatient. Alright, so what I can do is bump it up to 2 million. Alright, I think she's gonna buy this at around, yeah. Okay, there, we just made $1 million profit. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, and by the way, just a quick tip: if they're buying and they're buying it for less than the estimated price, but you're still making a huge profit, then I think 90% of the time just take the deal, unless you know you're floating a lot of money. There will always be other customers that are willing to pay more than what that previous customer wanted to pay for. So yeah, let's finish this day, right? 300,000. Okay, let's brainwash him. Brainwashing, I don't recommend that. I don't recommend getting that NPC or that employee until you're like making millions, because his upkeep is higher than most, right? This deal is not gonna work out. Not gonna buy that. Not gonna buy that. What is she buying? All right, so yeah, they're buying it. They're trying to lowball me, which is okay, right? So she's greedy. So she already gave her price range. What I can do is I won't try and lowball her that much, you know. Oh, selling a cart. Okay. Sorry. 80,000 maybe. So there's no exact science. So you can probably do percentages and stuff like that, but that takes too much effort. So yeah, there. At the end of week 7, day 7, end of the week, you pay your bills, right? So let's assume that this is the start of my normal week. What I do for insurance, and this is gonna help you out, especially when you're in the mid game. I sell something on auction, right? This is a guaranteed sale. So let's just say that my weekly was around 400,000. So I'm gonna find an item that's costed at around that area. So I have that buffer. So the auctions happen. You can sell on auction every first day of the week, and the money arrives every 6th day of the week, from what I've observed. So I'm just gonna sell this. Like, I don't need that kind of insurance right now, so I can just sell whatever. But then, if you guys, that's a good tip for anyone who's starting out. They can just sell something that's close to like how much their rent costs, and you should be good until you should be good for that week. So you have your rent covered, right? That's kind of like insurance for yourself. And then what I do is I check all my items to see. Also, by the way, when you sell an auction, make sure that your item is authentic first. And what I do is I check everything. I check what analysts are for hire, what shops are available, just to see if I can move to a new area or hire another person who's worth it, considering how much money I have, right? Not interested. So yeah, that's like normal, the day 1 for me. And then if I were starting out, I would buy all of these things and buy and sell as much as I can, just to keep the income like coming, right? So he wants to buy it for 300,000. I check him. He's greedy. He's competent, but he's also a collector, right? So I would probably go up to 400 and double. Yeah, and double. Right? So we made 100,000 out of that deal. No big. Right? Legendary. So this is where your experts come in handy, because you don't know how much the estimates are. But if you don't know and if you can't guess, if you don't want to gamble, then I suggest gambling. Actually, is a big no-no. Like you lose more often than you win. Then I suggest just letting go of the deal, man. All right, ask the expert. 132. I can buy this for 80. 80. Yeah, he accepts. Okay, let's see. Let's make a deal here. Guess a price. So this guy doesn't know the price of the item, and he's a collector. So you can probably sell this to him for double. Probably. Oh, okay. So yeah. It also helps when you overshoot by a ton, especially if they're incompetent, because they're gonna start off with a higher range. Like they're gonna haggle, but it's still way off the estimated price, and it's still way off like what you paid for, right? 250. So we made $170,000 off of that. Too easy. All right. Let's see. So you look at like what happens at the end of the day. So we're just making money. Sometimes, by the way, sometimes when you authenticate an item, the price, the estimate drops, and that's fine. That's normal, right? Well, not really normal, but that's fine. It's not a substantial amount, but it's kind of annoying. Just be ready for that. Alright, let's breeze through this day. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So let's make a deal. 200,000. Sometimes it helps when
they're
yeah.
incompetent, right? When they don't know the prices,
230.
they can really underestimate the value of an item. So this is a no sale for me. Like,
But
that's
you know,
just
if
a
someone's
failed transaction.
willing to pay a
About
high
this
price,
guy, he's competent and he's impatient.
all right, why not?
So yeah, they're on the
Start at
ball
a
with
really
their
high
estimates
But not
for the
too
most
high.
part.
You know, just
And this is where your charisma comes in, right? You can actually sell for way higher. We still made $170,000 off of that. Okay, she's gonna buy this, and this one, when you're starting to deal with items in the millions, the gap is actually look at that. Look at that, man. $3,200,000, right? You can actually, since she doesn't know how much it actually is, you can actually do 4 million and see if she bites. Okay, 3,900,000. Okay, there. And we made a profit of 2,624,000, and we closed the deal. And that's just on our second day, right? So we'll just buy this for 350,000. See, easy, easy, easy. 300, 500. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not. It's not no sale, obviously. Sometimes you just want to piss them off, right? Okay, 100. I would say is this person. Well, this person is competent and she's impatient. So if your charisma is kind of high, you can charge really high before they piss off, basically. So every transaction we're making at around like 100,000 roughly on average, right? So that's just how my week usually goes, and then I buy an auction, see what's worth. Sometimes like I don't go for the items that don't have a good estimate. So let's just hop in on an auction. I usually wouldn't go for something that costs like 50k. I'd probably go for something that costs around like 200, but just for the sake of showing you guys,
at this point, right? I just click on bid all the time until, you know, I get the item. Come on, come on, come on. Unless it goes past like 50,000 or the estimated, like I wouldn't. I just drop out of that bid. Basically, just make sure that you're gonna make a profit, you know. It's not real life, you're not gonna get those items, so it's fine. You can let those go. And then everything's gonna be similar from day 3 to day 7. So I'm gonna, for the sake of making the video short and not taking up too much of your time, I'm gonna cut it here. Hopefully this has helped you. If you're stuck in the game, hopefully this helps you with a lot of things. Hopefully this will help you beat the game. And if you like the video, please like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.